What's going on? Y'all already know it's your boy Morbius. Today is Tuesday, special edition, Halloween edition of Comic Relief. Y'all already know, episode 33. Why don't we just get into it? What is going on? Salute to my co-host Skeme Richards.
What's the word?
Rocking that dope shirt. I'm loving it. Ghost in the Shell. That's a fire shirt right there. Feeling that. This was all crazy. This was, guys, if y'all wondering why am I dressed up, I'll let you know I'm dressed up as a millennial comic reader. That's what I am dressed up as. I'm just missing my gloves. I don't have the gloves. Salute to all my brothers out there, sisters. Let's go into the chat. Well, actually, before we go into the chat, we got to bring out our guests, right?
Word.
We got to bring out our guests. And we got none other than Coffee and Comics, better known as Frank Castle. Where you at, my brother?
What's up, everybody?
Salute. Show some love, bro. There you go. Got his drink on.
How's it going?
What's
Gotta
good?
have a drink, dude. Coffee and a comic.
There you go.
Coffee and Comics, boy. I love it. I think that's like an everyday thing.
What's up?
What's in the coffee cup?
It's coffee.
Oh man!
But wait a minute. You know what? I gotta pick that up. You gotta put one aside for me. Is that that's the second print?
This is the second print. First print sold out, but this is the second print.
I saw you had two online.
I think I got two left.
Yeah. I wanna snatch one up. I forgot to hit you up. I was like, please put aside. I wanted an original one. I was like, damn. So I'll take the second print.
That's
gotta
so
have
rare
that second print.
That's rare of you, because you're anti Mr. Second Print reissue.
Hey. We're talking about coffee over here, right?
That's a nice mug,
I need my coffee, son. You know what I'm saying? So before we continue any further, let's go into the chat. Let's say what's up to the people in the chat. What is going on? Who's in the building? Shout out to Soul Collector. Let's go. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Y'all already know. I'm excited. Then we got the delinquent Jason. What's going on, my brother? How you doing, man? Salute. Of course, we got the homie Paul. What's good, brother? Salute. Comic Relief Aficionado. And then we got, I love this name, man. Uncanny Swag. What up, brother? I always dig that, man. I'm like, this guy got a dope handle. I should have thought of that, man. Of course, salute, my brother. Yes, John with Comics with Kids. Let's trigger some folks tonight. I don't know how many people are gonna trigger tonight, but we definitely gonna trigger somebody tonight. That's all I know. Because you know how we set them up. Hey, Thomas, my brother, Professor Horton, let's get it. You already know. Then we got the homie Steve in the building. What's good? What's cracking, my brother? You already know. All right. Oh, salute. So how you doing Friday night? What's going on at the video store? We're chilling, bro. Stayed up late. Oh, man. Salute. Thank you for coming. Thank you for checking us out over on the other side of the planet, man. Appreciate you. You know what I mean? Salute to London. Salute to y'all out there, man. That's what's up, man. All right. Who we got here? We got Matt Woods. Oh, yeah. Where's Matt at? Matt Woods, man. That's the homie right there. Definitely. I'm about to release
what up, Matt Woods?
Comic books, son. Oh yeah, we got the chef in the building. What's going on, y'all? Salute, my brother. Thank you for stopping by, man. I think we caught up, man. We got 12 people here hanging out with us. Salute to y'all. Yeah. Salute to everybody catching the replay. Appreciate you for this. And don't forget, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button, and make sure you follow these brothers. Their link is in the description, so make sure y'all hit them up today, man. Go follow these guys, man. Oh, we got another person jumps in. What's up, Chris Lopez? Salute, man. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. So, guys, let me get comfortable, bro. Let me get comfortable.
Get comfy.
Because we gonna get it in. This was just, for the beginnings. We're gonna get it in. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get it in. Because we're gonna talk about y'all tuned in. Y'all want to hear us talk about what makes comics a key. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna discuss the general basics of what makes comics a key. And there's many facets to what makes a comic a key. I mean, it's all over the place. And I don't want to touch on everything too fast, but I definitely want to, oh, wait, actually, before we go into it, guys, we got to do a cheers, number one. we got to do a quick cheers. Salute. Everybody, if you got your drink on, if you don't, whatever, salute to you. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to my guests and co-host. So, real quick, before we get into the details of this and get, and start violating people, we, let me do something because I'm about to hit 2,000 followers on IG, which is so dope.
What up?
The people are showing love, man. It's crazy. I appreciate that. So I want to give back. So when I hit my 2,000, I want to do a giveaway. And I figured, why not better than to do a giveaway than give this one out? Right now I know a lot of people are chasing this book, so I figured let me give you guys the opportunity to get this book by doing a giveaway and giving back to you guys. You know what I mean? And I'm not asking for anything. I just want to give this back to you guys. There is like a corner crease right here.
Whatever.
You know what I mean? It's a slight little. Yeah, it's a slight little crease there. This way, I can't get it because the camera's fucking.
You can fold it in half and stick it in your back pocket, and I'll still take it.
But everything else is, this thing is like crispy clean.
It's nice.
It's really clean. The inside, everything is clean. I keep my books fresh to death. So
yes, you do.
So basically, I just want to give this back to you guys. Once I hit that 2,000 mark on IG, for those who ain't following me on IG, it's in the description. And for those who ain't following these two guys on IG, it's in the description. So stop playing with us.
Check it out.
Yeah, man. So definitely I want to give back to you guys. Thank you so much, man. I've only been on IG for less than 2 years, and it's just like the love I've been getting and the friends I've been making. You two guys are and everybody in the chat is testament to that. You know what I mean? So thank you.
You've been getting a lot of love, the love you've been getting, the respect that you've been getting, and the people you've been pissing off.
Yeah, keep going. I'm waiting for it.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, and okay, here we go. What John said, the term key and grails are treated as synonymous, or they are both objective, but I feel like the term grail is objective and means something different to all of us. Keys is universal. You hit it right on the money. So let's start the discussion with that. You hit it right on the money, John, because that was something that the way I broke it down and going over this, because obviously I was looking into this and making sure that, I had a full concept of what I'm talking about outside of my experience, of what other people are looking at when they look at comics in the sense of keys and grails. And I separated keys and grails, you know what I mean? Because you have keys and you have grails, and you have, to me, you also have mid grails, or what they call minor keys. You know what I mean? So you have that secondary grail or secondary keys where outside of grails, because to me, the way I separated, you have keys. Everybody knows keys, but then you have grails, and then you have the minor keys. That's how in my mind I separate it. It's like a pyramid, so you have the keys on top because everybody understands the concept of a key, but then now it breaks it down where a grail, and then you have a minor key, or a mid grail is what I like to say in my own personal slang. I call them mid grails. But I think that's it. That's something to start the conversation of everybody has a different perception, and everybody has a different outlook on what is a grail or what is a key, let's say, because I've had people say, hey, that Spider-Man 300, that's a grail. To me, it's a key. It's not even something crazy because of the fact that it's been in the collection for so long. I bought it when I was a kid. So to me, it's like, it's not a big deal. But I could see from somebody's perspective that just started collecting, to them, that shit is like, oh, shit. So you can't take that away from them either. But I think that what John said right now really sparks something that is going to take precedence in this conversation, where we're going to have difference of opinions based on what we feel is a grail and what we think is a key, and I think we all got something to say about that. And Skeme, what do you think? What's your take on just that question alone?
Key is universal. It's a key because something happened in that issue, whether it's an appearance or whatever. So a key is just universal. Whether it's a major key for you or whether it's a minor key for somebody else, it's universal that it's a key, because I might not collect Spider-Man, so it might be a key for me, but it's a major key for someone who collects Spider-Man.
Right.
So I might not even care about it because I don't have Spider-Man in my collection. Grail, on the other hand, is not universal in my opinion, because everyone's Grail is different. And if I don't collect Spider-Man and I'm just like, oh, 300, okay, you know what? I see it's going up in value. I'm going to get it because it's going up in value, but it's not a Grail to me because that's not what I'm chasing after. That's not what's defining my collection. You know, Grails are personal. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone's collection is different. Now, if everyone's chasing the key, the high-end key, then of course it becomes a Grail because everyone's chasing
it, right?
But in your collection, if you're not chasing it, it's not a Grail.
Right.
And not everything is a Grail. Like people are like, they'll have 20 comics and they're all Grails. And I'm like, why is it a Grail? Because you was chasing it for so long and now you got it. Like it's a $10 book that you found for $2.
Yep.
So, I mean, some people think Grails are just what they're after versus the actual value of a Grail. You know what I'm saying? So Grails are personal, keys are universal.
Yep, exactly. I totally agree. Frank.
Okay, so it's always weird coming from my perspective because number one, I'm a reader. That's where I started, collector second, and then I own my own shop. So I have to look at it from the monetary side of it as well.
There we go.
Now, Grails, I agree 100%. It's a personal thing. Grails can be keys, but they don't necessarily have to be keys. Like keys don't have to be Grails.
Right.
So when we're looking at Grails, it can be personal, it can be anything. Like I'll tell you one of my Grails against Morbius's status is actually at CBCS getting slabbed up right now. And I guarantee it's going to come back as a 0.1 if they could give a 0.1 to it, because that thing has been in my back pocket since I was 12 years old. But it's a Grail because it's my very first comic I purchased with my own money. And it's personal. And I'll tell you, it's a Ren and Stimpy number 4.
Bang.
You know what that's worth?
Banger.
Nothing.
But it's a Grail.
But for me, it's my Grail that's going up on the wall. That's my jam. That's personal. Now, when it comes to keys were created primarily by speculators to begin with.
Yep.
For the monetary value of it, because I can say this is the first appearance of this, that's the first appearance of that, this is the first time this was something happened significantly in that. So the key part of it was created by speculators, by the market, by people trying to make money off the comics because they want that up there. Now, as a business side of me, that's fine. You know, do it. Key everything if that's the case, because I'll try to get them in my collection and sell them through my comic book shop and whatever it might be, because it helps the constant flow of the marketplace. But I'll still stick to the standards of like certain keys can be a little personal as well, because like I would say, I think it's a Punisher number 7, where it has the first appearance of I'm spacing her name, but the female Punisher essentially. That's, in my opinion, a major key. Yeah. Because I'm a huge Punisher fan. It's not a Grail necessarily for me. It's not something because I've got him, whatever. But it's to me in the comic book world, it's a major key because it's the female Punisher first showing of her. But to others in the market also shows it. Look at the value of that book. It's $5 to $10 book depending on where you get it at. It's nothing big. It's nothing major. It can be kind of subjective as well to the idea of who is collecting it, who's going to get it. But speculators are always going to push everything as a key. Yep. And for me, everything that Punisher is ever in is a key. But the market's going to say, no, it's not. Because that's just how the market works. You know, that's kind of my take.
So should the terms like major key and minor, should those even be terms associated with it? Because what is a major key? A major key could be major for you because it completes your collection.
Right. I mean, that's exactly right. It's very subjective. You know what I mean? You can't really.
It's like using two words that don't go together. Like, yo, that car is pretty beautiful. Like, is it pretty or is it beautiful? Like,
right. It's very subjective. You know, I think. When it comes to that topic, man, that's a very touchy topic, because to it's different to everybody. It's a different reality to every collector. You know, there's no two collectors that are the same and are going to tell you that's a grail for them, that's a grail for them. And yeah, you have a general census of things that are considered grails. Hulk 181, you know, Avengers 1, X-Men 1. You know, in my mind, yeah, those are grails. You know, but being a mid grail collector, because I'm not a grail collector. I never really had the fancy of chasing those number ones. My thing was always the incognito, you know, stuff. That's me, the mid stuff, you know, the stuff that now is getting hot, you know, like I was having a conversation earlier today where I got stuff on my wall that I were on my wall because they meant a lot to me, not because they were all these big keys, but now all these warlocks, you know, are fucking keys and they're like exploding in price. But these were fucking $20 books. You know what I mean? These were, you know, $30, $5 books, you know, and to me, they meant a lot to me. They were grails to me because I'm a big warlock head. You know what I mean? So they were big grails to me growing up. And that's why they went on the wall and they just happen to blow up now. So it's like, I think it really depends on the person when it comes to grails and keys. But I guess we could all agree here saying that we all do agree what keys are. Keys are significant books that stand out, that have some type of significance to them, which sometimes it gets a little exaggerated. I don't want to touch on that just yet, you know, but sometimes key books, you have some keys out there that you're like, okay, why is that a key? Like, what really makes that a key? What is really bringing the value to that book, you know, outside of what they claim to be a key? You know, so you have first appearances. Let's just break down what keys are. So you have the major one is first appearances, right, Frank? This is like the number one key that everyone chases after is when you say a key, the first thing that comes to your mind is first appearance. Or you know, a grail, the first Thor, first Hulk, you know, first Superman, first Batman. You know, these are first appearance grails. You know, you could call that a grail because that's a major book.
Well, hold up. I wouldn't call it a grail. Well, that's what I mean. I would split that up. Grail, I think we can agree, is all personal.
Right, it's all personal,
100%. But a major key for the marketplace factor of it, you could consider is a first appearance of something, and then the market will dictate based on the, I guess, popularity of a certain character. Because as we can see, most villains' first appearances are lower on the key scale than like actual superheroes for the most part. You know, so like that just is the market kind of playing itself.
Right.
So I would say we need to stick with anything Grail related is personal. It could be anything out there. It doesn't matter. Because to me, a Hulk 181 or 180, that's not a Grail to me. I don't want that book. Never have.
Right.
It's not, it doesn't, you know, don't get me wrong. If someone handed it to me and gave it, like, cool, I'll take it. But it's not something that I've ever wanted to collect. So it's not a Grail to me. But I would consider it a major key.
What about like Superman's first appearance? Is that a Grail?
Not for me.
Okay, there you go. So
I mean,
it is subjective. It is subjective.
It is.
That's the whole point of this conversation. That it is subjective.
I feel like things like Batman 1, Superman 1, X-Men 1, those are universal comic world grails.
Right.
Not necessarily personal. They're like milestones.
It almost
comic history. It's like the Bible is a
right. It almost like kind of like those books kind of almost supersede our own personal opinion.
Skeme, I think you said it right. I don't think it should be called a Grail then. It should be a milestone key.
A milestone. Oh, you got milestone. Right.
A milestone key would be like a Batman 1.
But that is a milestone. Yeah.
Personal faction.
Yeah, I could go with that. I could go with that. Yeah.
Like a milestone key would be.
So let's go with a milestone key. So when number one, when we think of a key is first appearance, right? Can we agree with that?
I think so.
First thing we think of is a first appearance. And then now you start to dabble, you know, the rabbit hole. We start to go down the rabbit hole of what makes a comic book a key.
Can we when did the word key start being used really?
CGC.
Okay,
yep.
So
that was 2000, early 2000.
I was about to say I never heard the word key.
No, until I got into the comic community now. I never heard of the word key.
It was just first appearance.
CGC
Right, it was just the
coined
first
a lot of
appearance.
phrases that made us think, oh, that's worth something.
Right.
Right.
Well, Frank said,
because it's a marketing ploy.
You know what it is? That's clever marketing. It's
Yeah,
clever
it is.
marketing.
Can't hate them on it. You know, it's a
that's
business.
clever
They gotta
marketing.
make money, so
because right, it's to because you putting a stamp on it by a key. It's a key. You right. Just in the name itself, that image gets in your head, and you think of that gold key, that old school key that unlocks that fucking old lock to the treasury box. You know what I mean? So it is very fucking subliminal. So now you got the term key, right? So we're gonna say first appearance. So we have our first appearance that's considered like a major key that people think of when they think of a key. It's a first appearance. So then you have, first appearance of objects, right? Then we got objects, right? Which is crazy because that's when shit started getting a little silly. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, but some things you might think like, let's say the cosmic cube, the first appearance of the, first mention of the cosmic cube, So then you're like, okay, you see, you're stuck in the middle because you're like, well, the cosmic cube has a lot of significance in the Marvel continuity,
right?
But then again, it's a cube.
It's an object.
It's an object. Yeah. It's an object. It's not a character that somebody worked hard on. But then again, somebody might say, well, they worked hard behind the backstory of the cube, and it's like, no, that kind of happened over time. Let's keep it real. You know what I mean? Like I when you read about the cube, it kind of gets retconned as it goes. You know what I mean? They keep revamping it and making the story better and trying to make it a little more cohesive into the universe. So then we got these objects. So you got objects like, or even you got the Thanos copter, which is a big key. You know what I mean? Not a big key, but it's a decent key. You have, of course, you got the symbiote suit. That's an object.
But that's a little different than a cube, in my opinion.
Because the symbiote suit is kind of a character in and of itself.
It's a character. Well, at first, it wasn't a character. That's what I'm saying. Like these things, I'm looking at it from when the actual key, the book, not what it has been transformed into now, which is Venom. You know what I mean? Which I was going to go into, which was another first appearance. That goes back to first appearances is Venom, but it started off with an object. It started off with this like not really an object, but a sentient object. Let's call it that. A sentient object. You know what I mean?
Real quick, I want to jump in and just pause because the chat's blowing up a little bit about the whole key term, where it came from. And some people are suggesting that Overstreet Price Guide has started mentioning it before CGC. And I want to clarify for the main part of the marketing where the comic collecting in the modern day world that I know of, at least, and the research I've done within it, CGC started pushing those ideas. And you can actually go to the CGC website and go through like their alphabetized list of the terms that they utilize and how they've utilized it. But they're right. Overstreet Price Guide started calling certain things a key too, but it goes back to marketing and getting people, because Overstreet Price Guide is just that, try to market something.
Right. To be honest with you, I'm going to have to agree with you, Frank, because as a collector, I do have a lot of Overstreet Price Guides, and the term, I've never read it in one. I'm not going to say I have them all, but the first time I did realize key, and when I go back into the history of looking up where the term key came from, it came from, being comic grading.
And that's what
it came from CGC.
Like, I don't think even if it was mentioned in Overstreet, no one paid attention to it in the Overstreet. No one really. No. Not at all. No one was getting things slabbed from
right, because that was
except for the speculators and those that wanted to push books to be sold for more prices.
Right.
So that way, when you go into a shop and a shop owner that's keeping a look at the Overstreet Price Guide and some kid wants to come in and buy that book, it's like, oh, well, check out what this says in here. I need to charge you X amount because it's this, this, and this. And so the kid's like, oh, okay, I guess so. I'll give you an extra $1 for it. It kind of started down that, but it's all based around marketing, because there wouldn't be any keys. And really what it comes down to, like, if we wanted to, what makes, let's say, the Hulk 181 a major key, when if somebody just got the rights to the actual thing and went and just printed off a ton of facsimiles like they've done, what makes that paper any different than the original paper in the first place? The story's still there, the print's still there, the colors are all there. It's just on different paper. One was made back in the day and one's made now. The story is still there. So what makes that other book? Rarity and scarcity is the thing. Yeah,
newspaper print.
Right.
right? Because newspaper print's going to deteriorate before all this new stuff.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, the story's still the story, but it comes back to like, do I want an original painting or do I want?
I do.
I want the original.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm on board with that for sure.
You know, I mean, yeah, it's those terms have always been in Overstreet and used. Yeah, so but it wasn't used by the masses,
right? It wasn't a marketing scheme, is what we're trying to say. It's not a marketing thing where, you know, it's being used to sell.
I mean, hell, we got an app out there called Key Collector.
Right.
What does that tell you on a marketing level? Like that's straight up like, get your keys, check my app, go buy all these because they're worth something.
Right.
Like that's the point of it.
So not to get lost and backtrack. Salute, Bricks. Was good, my brother. Not to get lost. Let's go back to keys. Let's keep delving in because there's just so many assets and facets of these keys that, you know, nowadays. So let's go into events, you know, or things that happen, you know, because you got a lot of stuff that's happened that has created keys, like the classic in the movie they showed it where Captain America picks up Mjolnir. Now that's a key, you know, they tell you, okay, that's a key, you know, or when the first time Wolverine, you know, goes into Berserker rage. You know, they're like Wolverine, they got a lot of them because me and Paul, we got some side jokes. You know, what's the next thing? You know what I mean? The first time Wolverine pulled out one claw, and then the next one is when Wolverine pulled out two claws. Right. You know what I mean? And then it was like, you know, sometimes the keys get a little silly, you know, when it comes to these like little, you know, storyline things that come in, like when Storm, like, come on, it's a key. Storm's nipple is a key. Storm's nipple is a fucking key.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I think that's subjective though too.
Yeah, exactly. That's subjective.
For me,
some people be like, "Yo, I see a nipple, son." Like, it gotta be a key.
Keys should be first appearances.
Is that Halle Berry's nipple or
right? Keys should be first appearances. It should be deaths. You know what I'm saying? First appearances, deaths. You know, things of that nature. First appearances, deaths. A first battle between so and so and so and so.
Right. Or first mentions, like how about the first mention of adamantium?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a key. Or the first time you learn that the Wolverine's claws are stuck to his bones. Like, I think that's a little stretch.
That's stretching. You know,
that's stretching. That's like, you know, you kind of reach in there with that one.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I don't think those little facets in a character is like supposed to be considered. I would call those like insights, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or like trivia.
Right.
You know, that's a trivia. You know what I mean? I wouldn't really consider it a key.
Right.
But you have a lot of that. But somebody not to switch it up. I know this in the half hour I said we're gonna come into you know, and really get into the whole facet of like, you know, the ridiculousness of getting into keys, because I know a lot of people here. Some people might feel that way, some people might not, but in reality, keys are getting a little out of control in my, you know, how can I say experience, you know, from knowing what a true key is and not even getting into cameos. I'm not even gonna get into cameos because that's just a whole nother fucking
I get so turned up on cameo and first appearance too. I mean,
right, exactly. Weird, so
I can't.
So I gotta bring in the homie Paul real quick.
Oh,
it's good.
I gotta bring in Paul. Shout out to Paul real quick, my brother.
What's happening, brother?
Brother, you've been listening. You've been in the chat, man. I'll let you chime in a little and you know, speak your piece.
Listen, man. So basically, most books nowadays getting classified as keys. It's purely like financially motivated. You know, everybody's looking for that, you know, hidden gem, diamond in the rough that they can dress up by calling it a key or find some minor significance in the story or the art or something. And then that way try to flip it and make a buck, basically. I mean, that's what I feel like we're at.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you guys already said earlier, you know, what Schemes point out, like some books are just, they're universally accepted as, you know, I don't collect DC and I really don't give a shit about Superman or Batman, to be honest. But if you wanted to give me a Detective 27 or Action 1, you know, I'll gladly take it. You know, like I respect those books. They're beyond like, you know, hate or boundaries or what you collect or not. They're just universal. They're titans of the comic collecting community, you know.
Right. Titans of the comic collecting community.
But that's not like really how it's working nowadays. I mean, nowadays it's like we're down to, you know, just any rare, obscure. People always trying to get that edge, right? They're just trying to get that little, like, yeah, this is just a common 80s X-Men, but it's, you know, Professor X had peach fuzz. He wasn't clean shaven in this issue. Or,
Well,
you know,
Chris Claremont wrote the story on a full stomach.
or something stupid, you know?
Let me throw this out there since we're discussing that real quick. So this book right here, this is House of Slaughter #1.
Yes.
I believe it's the 1 in 150 variant. Is that a key or not?
Well, of course, it's considered key by this.
It's a new book just dropped. Well, it's supposed to drop
considered.
tomorrow.
You know why it's considered key? Because it's a ratio.
I get that, but
just on the strength that it's a ratio, it's a key. But I'm not saying that I agree with you. I'm saying that the community as a whole is saying that's a key because it's a ratio. To me, like that's not a fucking key.
Wait.
You know what that is? That's a fucking high. That's a how can I say It's no. It's an overrated fucking variant. Like that's to me when you have these ratios, like, and not for nothing, half of these fucking ratios is garbage. Their covers is garbage. The artist is garbage. Especially the higher they go, when they like a 500 or 1,000, you look at the artwork, you're like, this shit is garbage. Like I wouldn't even pay that shit.
You know how much that actually, in a weird sense, kind of destroys our comic community. Like sometimes you don't really understand when it comes to like certain comic book shops, like mine, for example. Let's get into like Gunslinger Spawn #1 drops tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
When McFarlane comes out and says, "Hey, I'm going to do a 1 in 250 signed version of that comic," and then you get the news media involved saying, "Oh, Gunslinger Spawn's the biggest selling comic out there, sold 500,000 copies, yada yada." No, comic book shops like mine bought 500,000 copies.
Right.
I'm sitting on over 250 copies of Gunslinger Spawn that I can't return because McFarlane's like, no returns on. But that 1 in 250 people want. But they don't want the #1s.
No.
Like I've sold a handful of them. But then what happens? All that gets down to like 25-cent books down the road. So is it really being sold or not? Because then it devalues all the #1 issues. Why can't they just come out with a single issue #1, and that's it, and then do a limited run of like 250,000?
Because that's the scheme.
There's no money for it.
They don't give a fuck about you, Frank. They're not making these books for you. You know what I mean? They look at you like the fucking patsy. Like, he's the mule. He's gonna buy all these fucking books, and then you're gonna have this handful of fucking flippers come in and get the ratios, and then flip it for more money later on down the road because they're not real collectors. They don't give a fuck about these issues. They're not reading these books, you know. So it's a fucking scheme. It's ridiculous of what's going on. And these, when I started realizing about these ratios and all this shit that was coming on, I was like, wow. Like in my mind, being from the hood, like a street nigga, I was just like, yo, this is a hustle.
Dude,
like,
okay. On that point, it's 100% true because I respect the hustle. Because I'm a business dude now, but yeah, that's all it is a giant comic hustle.
Like
hell yeah, bro.
And
the fucked up part about it is what you said earlier is that you have this generation of new collectors, right, that are coming in and they don't know no better. Yep. They don't know no better. This is all they know. And that's why you see a lot of them buying all these fucking graded copies, all these CGC and all this shit, because they don't know no better. They think that's how you collect. Like that's how you go about buying books.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you guys have got it twisted. Y'all following this new era of collecting that is going to make you broke. And not only that, but it's you're not really amassing the collection that you should really have. If somebody like us here, old school heads, would school you on and be like, nah. This is how you go about it.
Right.
Like this is how you collect books. You know what I mean? And there's a way of picking up keys. Like, yeah, you could get your key, but there's a smart way of picking up your keys.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not. Why are you gonna come out of pocket? Like, you know what I mean? There's many ways of picking up keys.
Yeah.
Like you got brothers that will trade books. You got brothers that will, work on deals, trade, and then go half money.
What happened to the trade? What happened to the trade?
You know what happened to the trade? eBay. Fucking
seriously,
eBay happened to the fucking trade.
I used to trade all the time, and then like I see all these people buy, sell, trade. They don't buy, they don't trade, they only sell. Right. And that's so weird to me because I used to do a lot of trading back in the day. And, it's kind of different now, obviously having my own shop and whatnot, but it's gone to the wayside.
Because
And
everyone's
me
selling now. Everyone's thinking in dollars and cents. So no one wants to trade. Everybody's trying to, capitalize and make money off of.
Everybody wants to get over, so nobody wants to do any equal trades or
exactly. Nobody gives a fuck about actually being fair.
Right.
Fair is out the fucking window.
Like
that shit was gone.
I got one local dealer who always gets great books, and he'll sell something today that in 3 weeks the price like triples because Marvel announced something, and he gets mad that he sold it 3 weeks ago for that price. I should have just held on to it. You didn't know it was.
You didn't know. What the fuck does that?
Dude, that's the trip part. As a shop owner, I got a ton of books that like, let me just stick these in the back closet and then go on eBay underneath a new name and sell them for like the market price. But it's an ethical thing and integrity. I can't do that. So I sell all my stuff cover price, but it blows me away when I see people on Instagram, Facebook, these whatnot apps, and they're selling some of these new books for $7, $8. And I'm like, dude, I got 20 of them on my site for cover price. Why are you buying them over here? Like nobody wants to dig. They just get into that hype and they get sold to. It is impatience.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Nowadays, they don't want to do no digging.
Nah, man. And look, I guess it's one thing. Like that's why, like I went on. There's something you said because Frank, I went on. I was on the website. I was checking out the website. And there was something you said that really got my attention. And I want to make sure, like, I speak on it right now. I hope I can find because I had sent it to myself, so I can make sure that. I could read it verbatim. And I should have really brought it up before I started talking about it, huh? Because now I'm over here looking for it. No, but it really, like, it really resonated with me when you was talking about collecting comics and how you go about, selling your comics. And you really was genuine about it in your bio when I read your bio. And it really resonated with me because it was something that you could tell that, you was not, doing this for the purpose of economic value. You really want to provide the people a service and you want to give people the book that they're looking for at a fair market value price.
You're talking about my, I guess my Zen in the Comics and Coffee.
Yes, your Zen, man. When you spoke on that, so I read it and it resonated with me.
Let me just throw that out for those that are watching and catch a rewind. So yeah, if you go to my thing, I have my website, Coffee and Comic.
Link is in the description, guys.
My about section is 100% true. Like I'm here as a reader, as a collector, and as a shop owner that needs to make a profit to keep going. But I have a thing with my coffee and my comic. I had some personal stuff happen in my life in the last few years. My mom got diagnosed with lung cancer, a bunch of things have been going crazy. And where I find my Zen, if you follow my Instagram, you'll see I post my coffee and a comic every morning. When I see it with my coffee, I open up that comic for 20 minutes, reading that, chilling out, just zoning into that. That escapism for me is my Zen in the morning to get me on the right path for the rest of the day. Does it always work? No, we always have issues, but it starts me off on that day,
right?
And it gets me in that good mood, and I want to share that with the world. That's why with every comic purchase from me, you get a free cup of coffee I send you, so you can experience it with me, having your coffee, having your comic, just escaping this craziness of life for just 20 minutes even. And that's why when we're talking about keys and grails, oh, what up?
Yeah, this motherfucker. You ain't got a Philly hat. Fuck you with your Philly hat, nigga. You got two NY motherfuckers up in here. Two NY motherfuckers up in here. All right?
Well, I got a double. I got the Long Beach. And
he got the Long Beach. He chilling. He Cali, so he good. But fuck Philly, son. Fuck Philly, fuck Philly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what you were saying, Frank,
the whole keys and grills, that gets crazy. Like I just read a comic, yo. Like what happened to the days when you just grab one, shove in your back pocket, walk down the street, hang out at a park, and read your comic?
Well, because no one's 15 anymore. No one's 4 anymore. Like no one's doing that. No one's buying anything for the love.
Yeah.
Like everybody's buying because it's going to be worth something, or they think it's going to be
exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
Which again is fine. I mean, it keeps the market going. It keeps the collecting going. It keeps the artists doing stuff, but it's still, it drains on me.
Don't think there wasn't like some old guys in 1979 that wasn't thinking like this too and being like,
oh fuck yeah,
this could be worth something.
Fuck
now
yeah.
it's just heightened now that everybody's doing it
because of technology.
Fine for a reason.
Yeah, bro. Yo, for real, man. If y'all haven't, go check out Coffee and Comics, man. Go to his website, go to his shop, hit him up, support the community.
Thanks,
man,
Moonlit.
They're doing it for a reason, man. You know what I mean? It's out of love. And this brother right here, he's on here because he does it out of love, man. He would not be on my show if he wasn't legit about it. All right.
So Jason, Claiming Comics, he wants to know if you can send a Stella with a book if he buys it off you.
Man, yo, watch out for Jason, bro. Just don't give him too much information, bro, because he will come up to your house and he will rob you. You know what I'm saying? Watch out for Jason, bro. Nah, shout out to Jason. That's the homie right there. But no, man, like, to be honest with you guys, man, like, I think like Keys has driven the market.
They do. They
hands
really do.
down. I'm gonna say Keys is driving the market.
Necessary
evil. And it's recognizable when you have guys who put a post up. It's a dope book. Dope fucking book. But nobody's really giving it the light that it should because it's not considered a key. You know what I mean? Or a grail. You know, and I really feel like that's how you could kind of pick up on the census of the community when when you're on IG and you see brothers posting books. I mean, everybody here is a testament to that, you know, and everybody in the chat, you know, they post killer fucking books, and it doesn't even have to do a dope cover. It's just a dope book in general, whether it's a story, you know what I mean, whether it is the artwork, you know, or whether it's a series, you know, or a title run, you know, that's just an awesome book. And you know that in your heart of hearts, you read it and you're like, yo, that's a dope ass book. But people are like, it's not a key. Fuck it.
Yeah. Fuck
you know what I mean? It's not a number one, whatever. So fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to show no love to it. But it's a dope book overall. And I think that goes back to being a reader, to being a collector, and not being somebody who's just a key collector. And hey, if you're a key collector, that's on you. All powers and praises to you for being what you want to do in this life. I commend you for that. But I know these brothers right here, and a lot of people here, we're not about that life. You know what I mean? And I think that we if we continue doing what we're doing, you know, we will, I guess, kind of like preserve what we're, you know, the culture, preserve, you know, the collecting in general, because I collect to finish runs. I mean, I was talking to Paul earlier, and I'm telling Paul, yo, hold me accountable so I could finish this run. You know, and literally, Paul, am I bullshitting?
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah, right.
Book a week.
A book a week. You know what I mean? For a specific run that I need to finish. That I'm like, yo.
In light of what you just said, though, do you think we're all like dinosaurs? Though I feel like we're gonna be extinct in a certain period.
I don't. No.
I don't think so.
There's young kids out there.
That is
You'd
not
be
fucking
surprised.
happening. What up, copy?
There are young kids out there that are collecting today that will be like,
nah, man, that's the hell.
We are a dime a dozen, but I mean, we're not a dime. We're not a dying breed. There's a small group of us, but every generation will have it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Every generation.
As long as you talk to the young kids more, and they'll get into it, and then when they get older, they're going to see these young kids doing what they're doing. They're going to be all bitter, and they're going to be like us. Bunch of
I feel like most of these young dudes go like, now what's a good story? What's it worth? I feel like that's usually the first question, right? Is that going to be worth something in the future?
But
not like.
Let me ask you this, Frank. How old are you, if you don't mind?
Over 40.
Okay, never mind. You and I. Never mind. You look great for your age, brother.
Thank you. Still got on my hair too. So yeah.
You look great for your age. Never mind. So anybody under 30, you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of brothers who are in their 20s who appreciate, you know what I mean, the collection. I mean, you even look at sisters like, you know, Moonlit. You know what I mean? She's a young sister. She's not, you know, in her 40s. Right. She's not none of that, but she understands what it is to collect. She understands what it is to read your books. She really is passionate about her collection. You know what I mean? It has no. There's no drive economically. There's no drive, you know, to outdo people.
She's around people who do what we
do that, right? So she's on it, and there's many other people. You know, I know a brother named Venom Pool who's on there who does his thing. I want to have him on the show. He's a young brother, 27 years old, and he's on it. You know what I mean? He understands what it is to collect his books. You know what I mean? And understands what it is to preserve the culture, because we're historians. I'm gonna say it right now.
Right.
If we listen, the books that we got, you know, 20 years from now, they're gonna be very scarce.
Right.
You know, all these books that we have, they're gonna be very scarce. We're historians. We're preserving the culture. We're preserving these books, you know, that are going to be very hard to find 20, 30 years. Because right now they're becoming harder to find. You know, it's really hard to find a very clean, you know, FF fucking 20 or FF 18. You know, it's becoming harder to get these books in such a clean, you know, format. So, and if we have them in our collection, we're preserving the culture. We're preserving history. You know what I mean? So this is that's how I see it.
I look at it the same way, like in the DJ world. I see a lot of DJs and they're digital, but then they see me rocking. They're like, shit.
Serato.
Yes. Exactly.
Because you doing that. And I see the difference between what you do and what these guys do on Serato. You know what I'm saying? So they see that and they're like, yo, when you playing vinyl, that's the pure way of doing it. That's the original way of doing it. You know what I'm saying? And they stand out more than the guy that's playing digital on Serato.
Now, there is a place for a hybrid of it.
Oh, yeah.
So I think in the comic community, it's the same way. You find those collectors, like Matt Woods just said, is there, you know, a place for him in this? And people like collect the way that they want, and they enjoy every part of it. Yeah, you can do it. If you want to be 100% slab collector, and that's it, you don't want to read, do it. Like, high five. I won't do it. I mean,
exactly. It's like, if that's what you want, whatever.
I know, but I would look at someone like that. My opinion, like as less or what, like they're not a collector, I guess I would say. They're not. But they're not like the circle I try to be around.
They're not a comic reader.
No,
they don't care about the story elements that brought the thing into it.
I'm gonna say it right here, right now. If all you do is collect graded comic books, right, and you don't read them, but you have all these slabs that are signed 9.8s, listen. You are not collecting fucking slabs to preserve books. No, I don't want to hear that bullshit excuse when they want to try to justify why they collect slabs. No, the whole purpose of a fucking slab is to make fucking money off of it. That's it. There's no, and the fact that if you're chasing a 9.8, then you want to maximize your investment. So don't give me that shit that you're collecting slabs to preserve it. I got books in here over 30 years that are fucking 9.8s that are in a fucking backboard and a sleeve in a box that I have not looked at for 30 years, and they're preserved. So don't give me that preserving shit. You want a slab because you want to fucking make money off of it. That's it. There's no other fucking like when people talk to me and they're like, oh no, because I got a slab because, you know, I want to preserve the book. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, I'm going to come in and make a little controversy.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm 100 with it, bro.
Am.
You make, if you got a slab book, you want to make money.
But check it out. I want to give a little background here. So about 5 or 6 years ago, right, I've got probably 2.5 long boxes full of Punisher, right? I don't have a full complete of everything yet, but I'm still trying. My dream that I wanted, now this can be debated on the graded part of it, and I agree with you on the graded. It doesn't necessarily need to be graded. I don't care about that. Right. But in my ignorance 5 or 7 years ago, in my head, I was thinking, how bitchin' would it be to have a wall, right? That's like right here. That is just slab comics that spin on a spinning rack. So you see the front back. So it's a cool big ass wall with all my Punisher comics. And that's what I knew. I knew like CGC or CBCS or just to have it. And I don't care about the grade on it, but now you're right. I could find a different place to get them, not preserved necessarily, but put into a plastic case to do that with.
They sell it.
But I mean, they do
plastic cases that are just like graded cases that have screws in them. You can encase them in. You know,
I have to do it myself, and I'm lazy, and I'd rather just ship them off and have them come back to me.
And you're gonna pay more money for it. You're paying more money for it.
I get it. But that's just my own point of like where some people have that graded mindset sometimes.
And you know what? I respect that. I respect that because at least you're letting it be known. Beautiful. You know what I mean? You're this is your perspective on it, and there are plenty of people who will agree with you. You know, and that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to debate that in the sense that you're wrong, but in the sense that, you know, I feel like there are alternatives, you know, and I've had this conversation with a lot of people where they're like, well, you know, I want to make sure that I take care of my most valuable books. And I said, well, yeah, I totally understand that because I feel the same way. You know, you got to understand, I have a lot of valuable books too I want to take care of. But I'd be damned if I send them to get graded when I could just buy a plastic case that are just the same as being graded and you know, and encase them, and they will never be fucking destroyed again. You know, so that's why I say that we have to really check ourselves. Because I checked myself. I'm going to be 100. I checked myself. I looked in the mirror, you know, many years ago, and I've only sent one book, and I said it on the show with Comic Relief when I did it with Justin. You know, I said it one time. I sent one book to get graded. One book, Fantastic 467. I sent that one book, and this was over 10 years ago when they started. Because I got on and I was like, "Oh, this is what you do,"
yeah.
You know. And I sent my book, and when it came back, that was the last time. And you know what? And I cracked it with Paul, you know, not too long ago. And I was like, you know what? I don't want none of my shit. It's like because I'm not in it for the money, but that's me. I'm not saying that you're wrong if you're in it for the money. That's that you have a business. You know what I mean? So it's like I can't knock you for having a business.
I ain't saying you're wrong. I'm just looking at you side-eye. That's all.
Right. But you know,
I get it.
What was the grade on it?
Which one?
That you cracked open.
8.0.
You're a fool.
You see what I'm saying? Shut the fuck up. You talking shit.
I can't believe
I'm about to. Cause see, listen. You
this is 8.0.
Come on now.
Hold on.
Anything. Come on.
I'm about to crack a 9.0.
That begs another question.
Listen, I'm about to crack a 9.0 She-Hulk newsstand with this brother right underneath me on Sunday.
PJ, talk some sense into him.
Oh, he's not going to talk nothing. He's going to crack it too.
This is well, I ain't gonna do the whole job. I'll wait, but this one's getting now. See, this is the thing, though, right? You asked him what grade it was. I thought you were questioning the grade. This book's a 5.5. I sent Morbius like a real high quality video of it before. I don't know why this book is a 5.5. It's beautiful, but anyway. So,
but that begs the question too on that. Like when you get a key book or a Grell book, right, and you want that. Like my Grell, which is also a major key, is ASM 129. Because ASM 129, as we all know, is boom, Punisher. That's funny.
He's
but
wrong for that.
There's an element to it to where why isn't that 9.0 in a raw form worth just as much as it is in a
I just had this discussion with my buddy earlier.
You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
Thing.
Exactly.
The same exact thing. One just happens to have a number on it, which like comic book shop owners have been grading books for decades now without that slab. So what makes them more, efficient at grading than somebody that's been in the business working in a shop for 20 plus years grading it and saying, hey, I'm selling you this 181 Hulk for $100 because it's a 9.0, where this one in a slab form is worth 10,000 and it's the same exact shit. It doesn't make sense.
It's more so his opinion on a grade. Because I've seen sellers like catch their own shops and it's like, that's not really a 7.0 what you're grading. Like that's a little lower than the 7.0.
Listen,
like, everybody's grading isn't.
Not only
if you
find that dude that's been doing it for years and it has the quality, because you know what CGC is doing right now? They're hiring a bunch of new people. These kids are off the street, like been grading for 3 years, and they're supposed to be some kind of expert. When you got a shop owner been doing for 20 years.
I just sent a picture to Paul earlier today. I got an offer for the same book that he just posted, right?
Yeah.
It's a 7.0, right? Dude offered me 185. No, 175. I didn't take that offer. I was like, get the fuck out of here. 7.0. You know why I didn't? Because the fucking corner had a big ass crease. The bottom had another like 2-inch crease coming up the fucking bottom right corner. And then on the left corner, it looked like, you know how you like slam a book and it just like peels off, you know, and it just has the paper, you know, like a paper, you know,
like blunted.
A 7.0. Are you that book had to have been like a 4.5.
Right.
That was not a fucking 7.0 book.
People's
and even though he offered me 175, that's a great. That I would have took that deal
if it was a real.
If it was actually a real genuine 7.0. You know what I mean? And I sent Paul the picture. I was like, yo, this dude is crazy. Like thinking that actually is a 7.0. But that goes to show how CGC has convinced, you know what I mean, the community in thinking that, you know, this is a grade that is, you know, standard. It is official. This is
that's the thing, right?
I say
we all buy books based on what we like. We know
right, our standard.
These guys today just go by, all they care about is this right here. This number up in the corner. That's all that matters.
They don't give a fuck about nothing else.
They have no skill or knowledge.
You ask a person that bought a Grail, and I know many online, and I love you. I appreciate you guys, but some of y'all are a little deluded because y'all go buy a book and y'all like, oh my god, 9.8, and you're like, yo, who wrote that shit?
Right, because
who drew that cover like this, that you're so admired by? Who drew that?
It's funny because I showed that Strange Tales 169 that I sent you, PJ, with the slab.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is graded at a 5.5. And I'm like, this is a little better than the 5.5. Like, it's a little better than that.
You need to liberate that shit, brother.
You know what I'm saying? And this is the dilemma that we talk about every time when I would say it here all day. CGC, all these grading companies are a fucking scam. There's no standard. There's no quality control. You have a third-party entity dictating the economics of the comic community. It's like they're telling you what the fuck is worth what, and they don't even know what the fuck is worth what.
But like,
to bring this all back full circle, though, that all goes back into like Keys, Grail.
Right.
It all
because everybody wants
cameos. Let's not get into cameos.
I've always said my number one Grail I want to try to find in a 9.8, 9.9 slab is the ASM 129, so I can do what you do, Morbius, and crack that motherfucker open.
Hell yeah!
Sniff those pages, read that
Hell
book.
Yeah!
Because that's my dude.
Man. Dude,
and the funny thing is, let's talk about Keys again and like first appearances. So ASM 129, everybody knows it's Punisher's first, appearance. Yes. Nobody knows that it was the Jackal's first appearance too.
Jackal, yes.
Nobody cares about Jackal. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, if Punisher wasn't in that, would it still be what it is today?
They probably did for like 10 minutes in the 90s during the Clone Saga.
Right?
Exactly. The guys, man, this is awesome, man. We got a few more minutes left in the chat. We got 19 in the show. We got 19 people here hanging out with us still. That's amazing. Thank you for everybody who's still hanging out with us. Make sure if you're not following these guys, go follow these guys. Now I got to add Paul to the description. So make sure you check out Paul after, make sure you follow him. But guys, yeah, definitely, I think
it wasn't a 9.8 or 9, but it wasn't any
look at this guy. Look at this guy. Yo, bro, calm down. Calm down, Paul. All right, calm down. It's not fucking show off your confidence.
Right behind me. I can't help
calm the fuck down, all right? So
I don't have them on my wall like you to just turn around and look at them all day.
The light is fucking whitewashing it. You know what I mean? You can't even see.
Where's the 129? Is it on the wall?
No, it's in the fucking box, you bastard. All right.
Wow, it didn't make the wall. Damn, you got a tough wall to crack. That's right. Make it.
You know what? We're gonna make this a Paul and Morbius show right now because this guy's getting excited right here. And nah, it's not in the box. I don't got that, man. I don't got 129.
No, for real. I thought you did.
No, I don't got it. I don't got 129, man. That's why I'm like mad at you right now for pulling it out.
My bad. I thought you jealous.
You're making me jealous, bro. I don't have 129, man.
Yo, PJ, speaking of trades, can I give you like 1,000 $1 comic books for like $1,000 comic book you have in your collection?
Hey, I mean, there you go.
Man, my wife would not be happy with another 1,000 comics.
Like, I got a box right here that I'll give you for that 129. I'm just saying.
Listen, I'm by no means balling like that. I just thankfully been collecting a long time, and I had these books when they weren't so expensive. I mean, I couldn't.
Exactly. Yo, guys, you remember when the Silver Age book, like when you would pay like 80, 70, that was a lot. Like for a Silver Age book, you'd be like, damn,
Well, tell them we were just talking about like that Marvel Premiere 1 and shit.
Yeah, the Marvel, right? It was like, yo, dude, that was a $40 book, bro. When I picked it up, I paid $38, which you know what I'm saying? Like, and that, like, come on now, like that shit is crazy.
I try not to think about those old days because I had so many that I wish I would have held on to. And you know, joining the military, I took off and came home to a lot of stuff.
Oh my God, it's insane, man.
Yeah.
You know, you know what? But this is like a thing with like with every collector, man. We all go through it. We all have those moments where we're like, why didn't I fucking get that book? Or why did I give that book away?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we all there. And I think that just comes with, you know, the collecting life that we live. You know, and but I think the best part about it is that this right here is a community bringing all of us together. Like we got California in the house, we got Rhode Island, you know what I mean? We got PA, you know, you got Jersey up in the building. You like, it's like all of us all together. It's crazy. You know, you would never think about this, you know, 5, even 10, you know, 20 years ago. It would never cross your mind that you'd be, you know, building with other comic collectors around the world. Like we had a brother here from London, you know, and it's just crazy. You know, so once again, I just want to thank everybody who's in the chat. You guys here that's with me right now, rocking. Skeme, Frank, I appreciate you for coming on. Paul, of course, you know, the homie.
Appreciate it, always.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys. Thank everybody in the chat. You know, we're a minute over, you know, our hour. So I definitely want to start closing this up. But I thought this was a great show. I think we really touched on a lot of topics that, you know, that people really want to talk about, that people really want to get into and really discuss it. And Skeme, I'm gonna definitely tag you when I crack this motherfucker open. Oh, I'm tagging you. You're gonna be in the live. You know what I mean? To see that happen.
You get that Strange Tales 169. This.
Yep.
Okay.
Get your slab. I saw your little slab. You posted your little slab.
I don't really rock with slabs like that. I mean,
I saw your little slab, son. You better pull that shit out.
Yo, if someone gives
it
to me for a good price and it's cheaper than, you know, like, all right, case in point, it's about 6-8 months ago, I got the Green Lantern first appearance of John Stewart, right? A key book.
Yep.
Very key.
Very.
Always expensive. I got a slab copy, 7.0 or 7.5, like something like that, for cheaper than what raw copies were going for.
Yes, but exactly.
What was like
now you make it raw, though.
Right, exactly. And that's why everybody always hits me up. They're like, "Yo, why you cracking that slab?" And it's like, because I got it way cheaper. Okay, you see this right here? See this right here? I paid $110 for this book.
Okay.
See this? This is a 9.0 in newsstand. This is like fucking a couple $100 right now.
So how much is it slabbed?
Slab the same shit.
Is it?
Same fucking shit. If you get a newsstand,
it is if you sell it at it. It's the
right. If you sell it at it,
DGC and CBCS. Why are people charging CBCS slabs
right?
less
That's
than
what I'm
CBCS?
saying.
It's stupid. They're both slab. They're both numbered. It is what it is. It's what the buyer and the seller are willing to sell them.
Right. So trust me, I could sell this book for $150 easy on eBay, bro. Because somebody's out there want this shit.
I'll take it right now.
Fuck out of here. I want your fucking slab, bro, so we can crack that shit.
Yo, I want it. Sign it. You sign it.
Yeah, yeah. I got you. Son. We're gonna talk after this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a conversation. So, but then once again, man, thank you for everybody coming on. Episode 33, Comic Relief. Shout out to Frank Castle, Coffees and Comics, which is our special guest today. Shout out to my co-host Skeme Richards and our special co-host Mr. Paul, who came in the clutch. You know. And shout out to everybody in the chat, and shout out to everybody catching the replay. I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, and you know what? We out of here. Peace.